Welcome to another episode of For the Sake of Heaviness. My name is Butch Ballich. I am here as always with the masterful, merciful.
Merciful. I am merciful, Mike.
He is merciful Mike Smith, but he is merciless in his pursuit of all things metal. We're here today with Leo and Martin from the awesome Anchorite. Thank you, gentlemen, for being
Thanks
here.
for the invitation, guys.
Oh, you bet.
Our pleasure.
Their latest album, Realms of Ruin, just out this summer. Fantastic piece of work.
Thank you.
Let's start there. I thought I had the first album up here behind me, also awesome. I do feel that I love the debut, but this record is a step up for sure. Take us through the writing of this album, and I'm just curious how you guys make it work so well. It sounds like a band that's in the room several times a week, like working on this. It's like you could tell by looking through the track listings, you all, take part in the writing. There's different groupings on the writing. It just feels so many projects where bands are spread out, it doesn't feel as cohesive. This just feels like so solid, and the writing is great. Like you would never know you guys are spread out.
Thank you. um, yeah, how do we make it work? I think we're just open to each other's input. I mean, a song will start out as an idea from one of us, and then we'll go through a process where others will add or subtract to that. Peter or Leo will have some lyrics for it, and let's say I brought up a broad song idea that has a riff or two. Maybe Peter will want to feels it needs something, so he adds a section. And I have to say our demos sound really funny because then someone else adds another guitar or whatever. But it comes together in the end when we record it for real. Maybe you want to add something, Leo?
Yes, of course. For example, as regards to the vocals, I also did a pre-production session in a in a small studio I have with a local band I have here.
Mm.
So when I went to the actual studio to do the actual recordings, I was very, very well prepared,
Mm.
and that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And even when we were in the composition phase of the albums, the thing is that everyone pulled in. This is a band album,
Mm.
composition wise,
Mm.
and I think it's the main point why the album sounds good,
Mm.
and we felt it also as a band.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were deciding on how to mix and master it, I remember Martin told us, guys, we need a different ear now because we've listened to these songs so much.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he was right. He was right. And that's why the album sounds so good, even as a mastered thing.
Yeah.
What do you think, Martin? I think that's
No,
very important.
I agree because we talked about either Peter could mix it or I could mix it and master it, but I felt really it would be beneficial to have some outside ears on it, and of course we knew Magnus would do a great job. He makes the first album, so that was really beneficial to have a fresh set of ears on it. But because let's face it, it's been a long process. The songwriting and demoing process took years.
Yeah, and that's
Because of
why I am really happy when Brian said that it sounded like the band were together.
yeah, that's a great
That
compliment.
that's a very great comment. Proves more
Yeah,
that the album is really there.
yeah,
I agree with Brian because I mean, there's always that misconception when you come across a band that's spread out, and for you guys, it's Malta, Denmark, Sweden. There's a
mm,
misconception that it's going to sound very discombobulated or not cohesive. but you guys completely defied the odds, because upon my first listen, that's the first thing I thought was, man, these guys just nailed it. And it sounds warm and it sounds complete. And there's a lot of heart in the entire album, in the composition and songwriting. So much so that, that just knocks out any of those misconceptions that you can't have band members in completely different countries and make something work. You guys prove that wrong 100% on this
And
album.
another thing that I want to point out, that we really respect each other's opinions in the band.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we're honest with each other. If something doesn't that doesn't fit, we just remove it. No hard feelings. If we're going to remove something, not to offend the other person
Right.
or anything,
Yeah. I mean, it's all for the sake of the music.
Yes.
Yeah. So
when you guys started the process of Realm of Ruin, moving on from the first album, did you set out any particular goals, or was there a different direction that you wanted to explore? Because like Butch was saying when we first started, there is a definite leap from the debut album to this one, and in a very positive manner. So I was wondering, what was your frame of mind going into the second one?
I think the only well, I have to say I didn't join the band. When I joined the band, everything was written and basically recorded. So I was really just played guitars on it.
Okay.
But one of the things that Peter said, okay, well, if you're joining the band, I want you to write as well next time, he said. And that's because the last album was basically written by Peter and Leo, and so this time it's all of us, and that was like a deliberate goal for the process, that everybody contributes.
And I think it shows a lot, even the way the songs are. There's this bluesy feeling in some of the songs.
Yeah.
Those are merit to Martin to get that new element in the band, And I also think the album this time around, it has a much more in-your-face attitude. The first one, the debut has a more of like a, how can I say, maybe a mystic feeling. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's definitely a diversity.
This one has I think this one has a more of a heavier attitude, maybe a more bluesy element.
Yeah, I agree with
around in
that.
the songs.
I do agree. It's very in your face, and I really do like that. I feel there's a diversity on the album that, and not in a way that some bands, when you hear the word diverse, they're going from one song sounds like it's from, one album sounds like 20 different bands wrote it. There's like, you guys go from sometimes within the same song, like something doomy into like a classic metal, but it all like fits together. And it's like from song to song, there are, it just, you never get bored. Well, I never get bored with the debut too. Let me state that. I'm just saying that, like this one, there's so much going on, but it all feels so. Again, it's remarkable to me, based on the way the band is set up, and it's a very powerful sounding record. The songs are powerful. I get those like hair standing up on my arm moments of the apostate's prayer, especially for me. Like when I hear that song, like I just Leo, the way your voice sounds at the beginning, during the mellow part at the beginning leading into the song, like, but the whole album all the way through, it just like, so it just can fit with like so much. It just shows how much you guys love metal, and that you're not just like you haven't stuck yourselves in one box.
Yeah. Well, if I have to answer for myself, I don't know how to. I wouldn't know how to, stick myself in one box. I do too many different things. There are too many different projects and things I want to do, and to be honest, I'm not, super 100% sure of what is doom metal really. I mean,
Sure.
I from my point, I just add stuff that I feel will fit. or
Yeah.
will sound good within the context. And I don't think about genres as such. Of course, I know I mean, we're not going into polka or anything, or like a blues or anything, but I don't know any really about subgenres as such within doom metal or anything like that. Uh, I, it's just again what I thought would fit the music.
Even vocally, this time around, I tried some different. I really wanted. It's been a while. I really wanted to experiment with my very low end, with the very
Yeah,
low end of my voice. And I remember when I used to take vocal lessons, my vocal coach used to tell me, Leo, you should try to sing a little bit more with your low end
yeah,
because it sounds very good. And for example, in No Vestige of Light, especially in the first part in the first part where I sing really low
Hmm.
with whispers on it, and that's
mm,
where I start to experiment a lot. So uh, this time, yes, I tried a lot of different things with my voice, and
mm,
I like doing that.
yeah.
I like doing that, and I really enjoyed myself in the studio a lot.
Mm,
Yeah,
That's
I would
great.
say, Leo, I think that your range on the new album is fantastic. And it
yeah,
is very notable from the lows to the highs. And I had a chance to review the album for a website here in the States. And
Because listen, songs, I see a song like an emotion, you know, when you sing.
yes,
It's like an
mm,
yes,
emotion. There are parts where you have to keep quiet, there are parts where you have to push it, you know, and eh, it's like even when you play guitar, you know, Martin
mm,
can say it even when he does his solos, you can feel what he's trying to convey when he's playing.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I got that right away. I thought that the album was full of emotion. And the way
mm,
that Martin's solos weave in and out, and the way that you wrap your vocals around those two, there's a ton of melody that just heightens all of the emotional value within those songs. It's
For
just
example,
fantastic.
the last part of No Vestige of Light, when I sing the epilogue and
mm,
Martin does the solos
Yep.
on
mm,
what I'm singing.
yeah.
Every time I listen to it, sometimes the CD right now is my van of work. I
Mm.
stop driving, I put in this, and I listen to that part and then continue. That's,
Just
that
take it
part
in.
really is really how I love metal, how I love doom.
That
It's
was
dramatic. It's really emotional, you know.
Yeah.
that one was very interesting to do that outro solo, because I felt that there has to be something there, but Leo is singing his ass off. Sorry, and so
No, you're right.
I have to add something that will add to it, but won't overshadow what Leo is doing. So that was
Yeah.
a bit that took a little while to get that one right, but I'm extremely happy with the result. I think it's a great moment on the album.
And there's a small part where you really hit a high note
Yeah,
in the last bars,
yeah,
and I'm like that, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Butch's hair stands up on his arm.
Yes. Become like a Yeti. So, are there any plans to try to get out onto some live stages at some point? I know you guys are spread out. I think it's a little bit easier in Europe than it is over here.
Yeah.
To like kind of like come together and do something if you're going to do that.
uh, well, I'll put it this way: we are open to doing something. Definitely, we would like to play this music live, but
Uh,
but you know, with the challenge of being in three different countries, we there really has to be some kind of offer, some kind of interest from
Right.
somewhere
yeah.
to for us to do it. Uh, we've talked about trying to
Let's
get.
keep our fingers crossed, Martin.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully it happens, man.
There's something we're trying to get together, but let's not jinx that by talking
Yeah.
about it. But
Yeah, yeah.
but 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 we would definitely we would love to
Yes,
play
definitely.
this live.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely the kind of music that would be great in front of people. I mean, geez, it's you know,
I think it would work because it's not all ultra slow doom metal.
right.
All of it.
Right.
It has its kind of its march moments as well, or faster tempos, and I think it would work great live.
Yeah.
Uh,
It makes it a bit unpredictable, sort of, because
yeah,
there's the label that we are epic doom metal, and then you hear a song like Room in the Mirror, and
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, it's funny you brought that up. I have a question about Room in the Mirror.
Hmm.
Now, for me, and I'll ask you lyrically what the song is about. But the first time I heard it, I'm like, "Ooh, we're treading a little bit of King Diamond territory."
yes,
Just
of course we
with the tempo, with the hammering bass line,
are.
and your lyrics. Yeah, can you
Yeah.
give us the inside scoop on that song?
That one started with me. I wrote the music for that, and it's a deliberate tribute to King Diamond. I mean,
Yeah.
so you're spot on with that one. It is even there's a small element where the intro starts in the key B minor and goes to A flat minor.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about music theory and keys and stuff, but that's a Stone King Diamond move. He does that on Family Ghost and Welcome Home and
Yep.
other classic songs. So that was, I don't know if anybody will notice it, but that was that's how I was thinking. This is really meant as a musical tribute to King Diamond.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'd say you nailed it too. What about the lyrics,
Thank
Leo?
you.
I mean, what was the inspiration with those lyrics on
Peter
there?
wrote that song. It's like
Oh,
a
okay,
bit
okay.
of a horror song, sort of. It's like a
Yes.
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
He's
You
looking in the
convey
mirror
it
and he's
very
seeing
well, Leo.
another guy in the mirror.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's like a reflection of himself or of his conscience. That's how I take it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Leo,
It's a great song.
how do you and Peter decide who's going to work on that? I know there's a good split between the two of you on the lyrics. How do you decide who's going to take the lyrics for
We
which
don't
song,
decide
or
that.
is
We
it?
don't decide anything. Just for this album, I told, why don't you write some lyrics? And I wrote The Unforgiving Ghost.
Yeah.
But the rest, Peter is very good in lyrics. They are very philosophical. They get you thinking.
Mm.
And
So are you in
The
charge?
Unforgiving Ghost, I was inspired by a series I watched. It's a series called Vatican Girl.
Mm.
And it's a very controversial series because it's about a girl that lives, because the Vatican is not only dwelled by the Pope and the priests. There are
Mm.
people who live there.
Mhm.
And this girl disappeared from the Vatican grounds. And till this present day, no one knows what happened to her.
Wow.
And when I saw the series, and if you're a devout Catholic, rest assured that you'll start popping a lot of question marks about the things you believe in.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's how I got inspired to write The Unforgiving Ghost.
Mm.
Because sometimes, let's not say God, let's say the supreme being you believe in, sometimes he's like someone who's not there and he doesn't forgive. He just,
Yeah.
Mm.
let's do metal after all that.
Yeah, that's pretty doomy right there.
Yeah.
I love how you guys are able to kind of escape the strictly doom moniker. I know that we kind of talked about that, and as
And
soon as they
that's
say,
how it's gonna be in Anchorite, even in the future.
yeah,
Mm.
but you guys are like we were saying earlier, there's so much variety and there's so much going on. It's not just strict riff after riff. You guys are
Mm.
everywhere. That just brings the listener in so close, listening to everything. Hey, I also wanted to ask real quick too. Speaking of King Diamond, how did you guys go about getting Michael Denner to take the guest slot?
That's the surprise Martin gave me when everything was finished.
Oh,
Yeah.
You remember, Martin? And I was
Leo didn't know. Yeah. Yeah, Leo didn't know. It was Peter and I. We talked about it, about having a guest, And so Peter suggested Michael Denner, and I suggested that Michael could then guest on Devil on the Throne, because that one has 4 guitar solos. So I thought, yeah, okay, we could have Michael take half of them. So that's how it came about. I know Michael a little bit from before he guested on a solo album I did 10 years ago. So it was really just a matter of asking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Came out great. Yeah.
Go tell me when I was about 16, 18 years old, I was listening to Don't Break the Oath.
Yeah.
And I was going to be involved my singing.
Yeah.
That's not a guitarist, that's a legend.
Where do you?
Thanks for that, Martin.
Sorry, sorry, Leo, I didn't hear that.
I told you thanks for that. For
Okay.
bringing Michael Denner in,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
we
a
thought,
gift for me. It's a nice.
Yeah. Now, Leo and I, we were pretty sure you would be into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we finished, Martin said, I'm gonna take the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Because Michael Denner's playing on Devil on the Throne.
Yeah.
I was what?
Yeah.
That would have been funny if you'd have been like, "What do you mean, Michael Denner's on the record? Take it off right now."
We were pretty sure it wouldn't go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a great prank to do to Martin.
So,
Leo, when you're working on the vocal melodies for the song, or when you guys are working on the writing, are you like solely in charge of the melodies themselves, and then you and Peter will attack the lyrics
always,
after?
Not always, because sometimes Marcus, the drummer, he sings on some of the songs to give me an idea or maybe what they had in mind.
Yeah.
It's not a problem for me. Then I give all I do is give my character to the song. That's all. Sometimes I use the melodies that Marcus does. Why not? If they're good.
Yeah.
What I do in the studio, then I do the harmonization, do some effects, some little growls, because I don't really know how to growl. I just do it.
It works.
But I do it just to give that really creepy feeling, In the room in the mirror, I do a lot of stuff with and those.
Yeah.
I love doing that because the song really needs those kind of things,
Mm-hmm.
And regarding the process, sometimes Peter has lyrics in advance or something, or he comes up with something real quick, and he will have an idea of the rhythm of the lyrics. He refuses to sing for us. I hope I'm not outing him in some way here, but we get these doom rap song files where he's speaking the lyrics in the rhythm that he wants. Yeah. I'm sure he can sing, but he won't do it. So Leo has that to work with too. I mean, the rhythm of the lyrics, how Peter hears the rhythmic delivery of it.
I'm thinking there's a couple of hidden bonus tracks in the future there.
No.
Little surprise for Peter.
Peter raps.
Leo gets Michael Denner, and Peter gets his rap songs tacked on the end. 61-second tracks, and then Peter rapping.
And our next photo session will be with the caps from.
No, but it's interesting actually to hear it, but I think we'll keep it within the band.
Yeah.
The demos, as a whole, because some of them sound really strange. Because the sound will change midway completely. Actually, when I think when we were working on the album, once Marcos put the drums on it, that's when it started to come together for me. because that's then it started sounding like a band.
Sure.
Uh, and he did an amazing job on the whole album. But speaking of Room in the Mirror, I think the drumming on that song is just out of this world.
Yeah.
That's insane. He's a great drummer, Marcus.
Yeah,
his work on
performance.
Yeah, for sure. It's killer.
Even as regards to the bass, for example, now Peter has decided to use a distorted bass sound this time.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of character to the songs.
Yeah. If I may say something about the sound of the album is, I think I like how prominent the bass is in the mix.
Very much.
You hear a lot of
100%.
metal albums in various styles or whatever, where the bass you hear it like a faint echo somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But here the bass is really out front with the guitars and everything else.
It gives character, Martin. I think the sound it bites in the song. You can feel it.
Mm.
It's a beautiful production. The mix is fantastic all the way through.
Yeah.
That's a credit to Magnus Andersen who makes it. Yeah. And he did it super fast. I mean, it took only a couple of days. We had basically a full mix of the album.
No kidding.
And then we listened to each song and we just had a few tweaks for everything. It was super fast process.
Yeah, and this is something like a mystery because with Forsaken, we take ages to decide on a mix or a master, but with Anchorite, it's different, man. It's like we listen to 3 mixes. Okay, that one, yes. Okay, let's go to the master.
That's incredible to have someone that you could trust that has, the abilities to mix like that.
In different countries,
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, like Leo was just saying. I mean, you go in the studio with mix time with your band, and everyone decides to show up, and you get 5 opinions behind in addition to the engineer. Like it could take so long to get. Everyone starts. Everyone has their special things that they. Butch wants to put a stupid sound effect in there, and
if you ask me, it's counterproductive being the whole band for the mixing session. I understand why, but I really think it's a good idea to have someone else do it. Unless it's something that you really have a vision of from the beginning yourself and you mix it yourself. But having Magnus, connect the dots for us.
Yeah.
And of course he mixed the first album as well, so we knew he would do a great job.
Sure.
Yeah.
And in terms of tweaks, I think we asked for a few raised vocals here and there, and we asked him to take the distortion of the bass on a few quiet
clean parts. I remember we told him to remove the distortion on the clean parts.
Yeah. And that's it. Basically, there were no the EQing, everything. It was just spot on right away. Processing, whole thing. It was a matter of levels and the bass distortion in a few parts. That's it.
Yeah.
No, that's a real pro working there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Takes the stress away.
For sure.
So
can we talk
having a fifth member of the band?
Can we talk about Kingdom Undone for a moment? And I know as a band, when you guys craft each song, each one has its own personality and place in your heart. But for me, this is, and it cycles through, but I think it's my favorite on the album. And I've said this many times before, I'm a sucker for a very strong closer. Did you guys feel right away that this was the one that was going to wrap the album up?
The thing about that song is that Peter wrote it.
Okay.
And it's important for him personally. He wrote the music and the lyrics for that one.
Okay.
And in fact, when we decided on the order of the songs, he immediately wanted to close the album with it.
Yeah.
Peter knew that it should be the closer.
And and it conveys very well, because I thought too, I was like, this is just the perfect closer. Yeah. And I've said this times before too, and I think I even told you, Leo, it makes you want to just start the album all over again. It cycles through so perfectly. but there's so much emotion and melody in Kingdom Undone that I love that song.
It's
Thanks a lot.
it's a great song. What I did with it was, I mean, Peter came with everything for it: the chords, the melodies, the riffs, everything, and all I did was add, like, a second harmony on top of things. So,
Oh
well, I
wow,
played the
okay.
whole thing, but it's basically, it is Peter's song musically as well. So yeah, and he felt strongly that should be the opener, or the closer, sorry.
Mhm.
And I completely agree with that. It's a great moment to end the record on that one.
Yeah, very much so. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It
powerful.
ends it on a huge high, but like I said, it gives you that craving to just let's start the whole process over again. It's
Mm.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Can we just step back just a little bit, just for people that maybe haven't heard the band before, or or seeing this on For the Sake of Heaviness for the first time? Like, how did you guys come together, like in the first place, to put the band together? Because you're all so involved in music. You all have a bunch of projects that you're
What
working
what
on.
happened?
Like, how did you find the time for one more, and then the four of you, especially, like, how'd you four, like, meet up to
It, it
come to
start it
put
start
Anchorite
it,
together?
the idea started at the Malta Doom Metal Festival
Okay.
because Peter was there with Void Moon, and
and and
he
Marcus.
told he, and Marcus, yes,
Yeah.
Marcus too. And he told me, Leo, why don't we start a band together? I told him, okay, if you have
Mm.
some ideas when you're back home, send them over. Let's see what comes out.
Mm.
And I remember I had also contributed on a song with Void Moon, was called Ars Moriendi.
Mm.
So it started from there, and then he started sending songs, and I remember then he came back, and I took a photo session.
Mm.
I took photos for him, for the band, and then he started writing the songs. And at first, maybe the idea was to maybe get some git- guitar guests to guest on some songs, and I remember he told me, "Hey, there's this guitar player from Denmark, and he played all the songs for me.
And he's pretty
When I
good.
heard because there's, for example, of Dark Destinies, Son of Forsaken plays the solo there,
Yeah.
and the Mark Shelton tribute song Valhalla Waits. There's Status Pavlantis from Reflection on it. There's Luca from Better Ram,
Mm.
and Brian from Manila Road who sings.
Yeah.
But when Martin contributed and I started hearing the solos, and I told him, "Hey, where did you find this guy? He sounds
Thanks,
really good.
thanks, Leo. Thanks.
Sounds good, man." And the decision was taken that for Martin to be part of the band. No regrets,
No.
undoubtedly, man.
Well, I don't regret joining either. So
Yeah. And I look
Excellent.
forward to do more things together. Not
yeah.
only play live, even more albums if possible.
Yeah, speaking of that, with we all know that with the way that the business kind of works, that by the time something comes out, you've already had it recorded a while back. So have you started writing in anticipation? Just throwing ideas around in the meantime, looking forward to the
No, not yet,
to
not
the
yet.
next
Not
one.
yet.
No, not yet.
No.
Although sometimes this week I was fiddling a bit with my electric guitar,
Mm.
playing supers, and there were some things came up with. I thought I took this. I remember when I wrote two riffs from Realm of Ruin, the song.
Mm.
I wanted to send them to Martin, and because I'm not a guitar player, I was so shy to send them to him. I said, "Oh my god,
It sounded great. It sounded great, man.
it sounded great when you played them for me, Martin."
No, I knew it. I could tell immediately what was going on. It sounded fine.
Yeah.
So don't be shy. No.
I think he wants you to shred more, Leo.
Oh, shred. But this when I was playing, and something came up which I thought maybe this could sound
Yeah.
good. But anyway, we'll see when the time comes.
Yeah.
I know we talked about, or Leo, you just mentioned it. It kind of triggered a memory I wanted to ask you. I know that you did Valhalla Awaits on the first album, but how important is Manila Road to the band? Because I know that there's little bits and pieces and hints of Manila Road throughout the new album also. So I know we
Yeah,
all
but
wear our influences, but
first of all, God rest his soul, Mark Shelton was a
Yep.
good friend of Peter.
Mm.
And I also met Manila Road because they played in the Malta Doom Metal Festival too.
Sure, yeah,
So I think I saw Manila Road about 3 times on stage in my life. They were also a very important band in the beginning of the Forsaken days back in 1991. I remember Courts of Chaos was a very, very big influence on our music
yeah,
Mm.
in the early Forsaken days. And then, yes, they're definitely an influence on us. And
yeah,
they have these really particular, not proggy riffs. I don't know, with strange tempos, you know.
sure,
Mm.
yep,
Yeah, they definitely had a Manila Road. First of all, I'm so glad I was able to finally see them. They played in Pittsburgh. I couldn't even believe that they were coming to Pittsburgh. I saw them. I think it was on the. I don't think it was too long before Mark passed, but and it was great to meet him in person because we talked a little bit. We had talked some online over the years, and like what a great guy! Like in addition to
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
he's really
talent that he
nice.
had, I mean, just a sweetheart.
He's so approachable, man. He
very,
jokes
But
with everyone.
you talk about a band that had its own voice, like in terms of the riffs are different. There's some
Yeah,
things going on, like you said. There's some progressive elements to the rhythm, and Mark's voice, was
yeah.
unique. Like no one
No one
sounded
sings like
like
that.
him. They were one of those bands for me that was like an acquired taste. Really, when I
Mm.
first heard them in the '80s, I was kind of like, I don't know about that. And then as the years go on, it really like grows on you. There's like a real warmth to his voice that just like grew on me. And man,
And they have that song on Courts of Chaos, Dig Me No Grave.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those lyrics are the lyrics of my life, man.
Mm. It's funny
They,
because
there's a part that goes, they say metal is dead, but not until I'm still above ground.
Mm.
Lyrics of my
nice.
life. It's a very good song.
it, it's funny because I was very late to the Manila Road party.
Same.
Uh, Actually, it's in recent years that I've really discovered Manila Road. It just slipped under my radar at the time, but what strikes me about it is the honesty of it. It's really it's uncompromising, and it's a band with a singular vision, really doing their own thing. That's and the energy of it, and the rawness of it. It's pretty immediate and honest to
Yeah.
me.
Yes. And the thing that I find similar to Manila Road to Anchorite is that, okay, maybe Manila Road are labeled an epic metal band, but it's not all epic metal. They have doomy songs, they have really
Yeah,
fast
Right.
songs,
Yeah,
yeah,
and maybe there's something that can intersect with Anchorite about with attitude speaking,
sure.
yeah.
musical attitude,
Mm,
It's not
Absolutely.
because we are labeled epic doom metal, then everything has to be slow and chugging to the ground.
yeah,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Like you definitely hear that with Anchorite, and like you said, in terms of comparing with Manila Road, I mean there's so many different things that they dabbled in over the
mm,
years. I mean, there was a those early records are more progressive and more like almost the classic rock's not the right word, but just leading up into metal, and then
Yeah,
they got heavier,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, they're doing like thrash,
yeah.
borderline thrash, and there's all kind of stuff weaved in there. So
Mm,
it's amazing. I think it's a inspiration for people that just want to do their thing and stick by their, follow their muse
yeah.
through the years that Manila Road had the career as long as they did without ever. They were always a band like you might have heard about them, but they were always like underground,
Yep.
Mm,
Yeah.
and but they always managed to be around. I mean, they were all just
And it's
constantly
like they
like
have
working.
an uncompromising attitude, it's who
yeah.
we are, that's what we are, that's how we're gonna stay, and I love that about Manila Road.
Yeah, they
That's what
stay
I
true to
mean.
themselves.
That's what I mean by the honesty of it. It's
Yes.
obvious they're not catering to anybody, saying
Yeah.
we should do this because then this segment or whatever will like it. They're doing it because
Right.
that's what they want to do, and that's refreshing, and that's what makes it cool, I think.
I agree with that 100%. It's a good attitude to have that you don't ever want to paint yourself into a corner, so to speak. And I think that's the trouble sometimes when you see these labels and hype stickers and everything. But I
Yeah.
like bands that are allowed to breathe and explore different avenues, and I
Mhm.
think Anchorite definitely is
That's
one
what
of
I
those.
was saying, even about, for example, an Anchorite. For example, especially I see it a lot in the clean parts we do,
Yeah,
the very slow
Yeah.
parts. They're really a bit different than the normal clean parts in metal. For example, in the first album, there's the song Ebbing Tide.
Mhm.
yeah,
It has such a different aura around it, as a
yeah.
song. Albert of Forsaken, he tells me sometimes you sound like Pink Floyd in those songs.
And if you want to know a secret, well, it will be public now. The clean guitars on No Vestige of Light from the new album on Ebbing Tide, that's actually Peter's clean guitars
Oh, really?
from the demos. Yeah,
Wow.
because I thought what he was doing was so central to the song and it was so atmospheric that I saw no reason to why would I want to redo this. The sound is perfect. What's being
So,
the note choice is perfect. So that's the on the first album.
because they sound very particular, Martin.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost as if I don't know Peter's process, but it's almost like he gets a particular sound and then writes something, and it's meant to be played with that sound or effect or so. So if I tried to approximate it would kind of water it down in a
Sure.
way.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's like you didn't want to ruin the magic of the thing.
yeah, exactly.
I,
And I particularly with No Vestige of Light, I said we're keeping your clean guitars. There's no reason for me to do that.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's the little secret there.
I love it. I
It's
love
very
that.
nice. It's very nice of you to do that also.
But why would I? I
Yeah,
mean,
sure.
it would just be an ego thing.
Yeah.
Well, I have to play all guitars on this album. I'm not like that. If it
Yeah.
works for the music, let's keep it.
Yeah, sometimes lightning strikes on that first take, and there's no reason to change
Exactly.
it.
I can tell
That's
you
a,
on the first Anchorite album, my favorite song is of Dark Destinies, and I don't even solo on that one. That's
Yeah.
Sean from Forsaken
Right.
doing
Yeah.
the solo on that. But it's my favorite song, oddly enough. But
yeah, I love that. The it's I don't know how rare it is, but it's more of a it's something when you get into a position in a band where everyone is it's a song forward kind of thing where everyone's mind is on what's best for the song instead of what's best for me. I think
yeah,
everyone's been in situations where everyone wants to have their piece and their say rather than like it's you have the best thing in front of you, but people want to why change it just to be able to say that well
Yeah.
I
Right.
put my
yeah,
it's I love that. I think it's so that's awesome that you guys found each other
Yeah,
like
and
that.
and I think if you want to watch the formula to Anchorite is that we have that attitude. What works for the song, for the music,
Yes.
and that's I think that's the secret.
And I remember when I finished the recordings of Lighthouse Chronicles.
Mm,
On the intro, there was a narrated part.
Yeah.
The guys just told me, "Hey, Leo, this narrated part is not giving anything to the song. Let's take it off." I told them, "Okay, let's go on, man.
Sure,
Move it."
sure.
That's all.
Yeah. I mean, it's of course it's important to stay respectful when
Of
you have to
course.
you're giving feedback online or on the phone or whatever. But I mean, as long as everybody stays on the ball and
Yeah, sure.
say it's about the music.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. I just feel it sounds better without this or that, or with this or that.
All we want as four members of the band is that if we do an album, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, when I see an album, it's not Leo Stivala has to sound great. The band has to sound great.
Yeah.
No.
It just so happens that Leo Stivala always sounds great, so it works out. It works out for
Right
everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask you about with the album out. Leo, you and I probably touched base about this because I know that I would have before I bought the CD. I mean, I still buy CDs, but is there a plan in place at all to get the record out on vinyl at some point, or we're just gonna
At some
it's just
point,
gonna
I don't know at some point, but the label doesn't release the label Personal Records. It doesn't release vinyls.
Mm.
And to be truthful, we were a bit unlucky in Europe as regards to labels.
Yeah.
But I think Personal Records have done a good job. We've got some really good reviews all over. So for the time being, it's okay for us. So maybe in the future we could.
Yeah. It's a
maybe
nice.
release it on vinyl.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a nice package. It sounds great. I mean, you get the, look. It looks awesome. There's booklet
But I know
in
what you
here.
mean. That vinyl is vinyl. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's certain things like I love that I'm like I want to have on vinyl, but you got your
Yeah.
But if I may, then we have to talk about the business thing, because if you have a label that doesn't want to print vinyl, we'd have to pay for it ourselves.
Yeah.
gotcha.
And printing vinyl is really expensive,
Yeah.
and it's expensive to send around the world.
Yeah.
So for us to do that, there would really have to be a demand for it, like hundreds of people signing up for it.
Right.
Because it's this. I mean, I've tried that many times with other bands. You get, oh man, are you going to put it out on vinyl? Well, if you want it on vinyl, maybe we should.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like 10 guys who buy the vinyl, and you end up with 90 vinyls under your staircase.
Right.
And then you've thrown away, thousands of dollars of whatever your currency might be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough right now too, especially like I honest to God, this just came. I got it from Personal. I had to sign for it, so I had to go to the post office. I think I picked it up on Wednesday. I
Yeah.
went and picked this up. It was supposed to come Tuesday, but I wasn't here when the postman came. Anyway,
Mine
I
was
swear to
supposed to
God.
come today, and it didn't show
well,
up.
Yesterday, I get an email from Personal Records saying that they're not even going to ship to the United States for the time being. So this just got in
there's
just
a
under
problem
the.
right now.
Yeah, it's the whole. We won't get into politics, but the whole tariff thing is, no one wants to ship to the United States. So it. They said, hopefully it's going to be a temporary thing, but it was just interesting. Like it just got in under the deadline or whatever you want to call it. So I'm glad
you
it's
are
here
lucky, Brian.
because
You get that. You got that.
yeah, because I don't want to. I listen to it on Spotify ahead of time because I'm impatient like that, and I don't want to wait till I have it. But because it was something I really wanted to hear. But normally, I like to now I can listen to it in the car and put it in my stereo behind me, and
Yeah.
We like
It's
to
mine,
hold
mine, all
those.
mine.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that the new album is a springboard for you guys to jump into bigger, better
I
things
hope so
because
too. Thanks a lot, Mike.
man, the strength of this album is incredible. So I really,
Yeah,
really
it's
hope
amazing.
for bigger, better things for you guys. It's a very strong album. Very well done.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Yeah.
So far,
I can't. Go
we're
ahead. Go
really
ahead.
happy. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I keep stepping on you, Mark. I
No.
apologize. Now you know
Well,
how my wife feels.
I just like to say that so far, I mean, the response has been great
Yeah.
for it, and it's getting a whole lot more attention than the first one did. I mean, maybe that has to do with everybody dropped music in 2020, due to COVID
Yeah.
or whatever. But there's a whole nother vibe and energy around this album than the
Yeah.
first one.
That's
So
good.
I think that I told the guys about it in Malta.
Mm,
People who bought Realm of Ruin are now asking me for the debut.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
That's nice.
Yeah.
People missed the boat on the first one for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Well, that's
Uh,
good that the
So
response has been so good
I
on
like
this one.
this hype. I don't know if it's a hype or not, but
no.
Sure.
this interest about the band. I think this album, yes, gave it a bit more exposure now.
Mm,
Definitely, like Martin said.
yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Definitely agree.
Before we let you guys go, first of all, like Mike was saying, thank you so much for being here. But Mike usually does this, so we'll just throw it in there. We can't let you go without grilling you real quick. You're on a desert island. You only have one record with you. One.
Black Sabbath, the debut.
He didn't even wait. He's like, I know it immediately. I'm prepared. I did my homework.
Martin knew where we were going with this too right away.
So Leo is Black Sabbath. For me, it's a live album, a posthumous live album by Jimi Hendrix called Jimi Hendrix Concerts. That's the ultimate album for me.
Nice. I like
I
when you
think
hear from like people mention other albums that are a little outside the box. So great answer. I love it.
But that's the first. I mean, for me, Jimi Hendrix is the reason I play guitar, first of all, and that album is the first Jimi Hendrix I heard. So, and that's the reason I picked up the guitar in the first place when I was 10. So, and it's my favorite music. I buy it every time I see it because it's out of print now. So it's kind of rare to find one. So I buy it every time.
that's one of those ones that I actually I think that was I had smash hits, but that was the first thing I bought back in the 80s when I was a kid and only had like 12 cassettes.
Yeah,
But I was given concerts for my birthday on cassette.
yeah.
And obviously I don't have I have some tapes left, but that's one of those ones I really enjoy that album. That's a really good, it's an underrated record. I don't think as many people know about that record.
No,
And they should.
a lot of it has to do with a lot of people hated the previous guy who was minding the Hendrix archives. His name was Alan Douglas, and he did some controversial things. But what he also did was compile that live album and mix it with an 80s sensibility, with reverb and a beefy sound, and it just sounds amazing.
Wow.
That album. Jimmy's guitar sounds absolutely devastating. I highly recommend that album. If people like Jimi Hendrix's music and haven't heard that, they're in for a treat. I have to say that. Definitely.
Yeah, I will second that.
Great pick.
Well, we want to say thanks to Martin and Leo from Anchorite.
Thanks
Their
to
album's
you,
Realm of Ruin.
Mike and Brian. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's been a pleasure,
Yes,
guys.
thanks for having us.
Anytime you guys want to come on the show, it's an open invitation.
Thank you.
We love both.
Whenever you want, guys.
Thank you for the great music. Like, sincerely, like, this album is phenomenal.
Thanks a lot.
I've known Leo. Leo and I have communicated a long time. So, but this album is And the prior record, obviously, killer.
Boldly
As
strike
well.
the doomed, Brian.
Yeah.
Boldly strike the doomed.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. It's been
Thanks
an
a
absolute
lot,
pleasure, a
guys.
lot of fun. So we
Nice seeing
will
you, Martin, again.
Yeah, you too, Leo.
we'll see everybody on the very next episode of For the
For the
Sake
sake
of
Heaviness.
Heaviness.
yeah.